So I got a little 2v2 action for you. Hey everybody, my name is Jay Martin. I'm the Prussian player here, and my partner over there is a guy named Massacre. Actually, it's Massacre 1986. Kind of an aggressive name, yeah. So I'm Prussian, pretty basic. Got some lights, got some line, got some lancers. A little bit of everything. Here's my opponent. This guy is playing as GB. This is Ernst von Ruchel. Maybe mispronouncing that. This guy is in IRLS clan, which I've been seeing a lot of lately. And two things about his build: he doesn't have any cav, no cav, and 4, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's got 8 lights. I'm thinking. I think I'm gonna call that a spam. I think I'm gonna call that a spam. So he's got 8 lights. They don't. You know, the course of this battle, I'm not really sure they do much. Does that make sense? I think if you got all those lights, you should be using them. And this kind of creates a little bit of a pickle for me in the beginning. I mean, I've got 5 lights too. But I'm not really sure what I want to do with him because he keeps his line really close, so I can't just straight cav charge these guys. And I'm thinking at the beginning of the battle I'm just going to have to run everybody up and get in real close. Then I can charge cav and take out these lights, but initially I wasn't really sure how I wanted to neutralize them. I do start a movement to his right side here, and I can move with a high degree of freedom because he doesn't have any cav to, you know, threaten my sides or anything. So I feel really comfortable in this situation just sending my infantry out kind of on their own. I don't have to worry about them getting into any trouble. And because he doesn't have cav 2, it sort of lets me... I could have done more of this, but I don't really have to worry about putting line infantry to back up my lights. Maybe that's sort of conceptually a big thing. If your opponent doesn't have any cav, then it really lets you spread your army out more and put you guys in better positions. I didn't do a great job of taking advantage of that, frankly, in this battle. You can see I start to shift more guys to the right. I cav charge a unit, they get into square, and so I kind of change targets. What I really kind of want to do is get this Lancer into his lights there. I think that I didn't do a terribly good job on this. What my Lancers kind of wind up doing is they don't really deal many casualties, like maybe 20 right there. My Lancers just kind of keep this guy busy. So I'm sort of trading a Lancer for sort of time. And I kind of want to leverage that to get these 3-line units into a good shooting position. So, yeah, I think you could argue that that's not the ideal use of those Lancers, but I just kind of kept them in the neighborhood. I should have pulled him back what I wanted to do there and get a really effective charge off, but anyway, whatever. He is, you know, reorienting his line a little bit to get some of his light shooting, and I think if I was him, I would have been a little more aggressive with these lights over here. I'm kind of naked. That would require some complicated micro, but doesn't really do that. I think those first Lancers finally rout. Yeah, he moves his general over there and does the Inspire ability. He had really great timing about that. I think I was about to break like these 2 units. They're pretty depleted anyway, but that Inspire really bought him a bunch of time. Sending a second Lancer in, and yeah, I really feel like you don't bring cav, then your micro's got to be really on point. And because he doesn't have cav, what I'm able to do is just leverage... Oh, good charge right there. Do I pull these guys back successfully? I think maybe I do. Oh, at this point, the other opponent had sent his cav into my back, so it kind of slowed me down a little bit. I had to form a square here. My partner shows up to... I wind up routing the first of the 2 cav, and then my partner takes out the other 2. So that was kind of annoying. It slowed me down a little bit. But back to what I was saying, if you don't have cav, that kind of just lets me harass you, and your micro's got to be really good to get into square all the times. And even if you get in the square, I mean, I've already got a firepower advantage here. It sort of just magnifies it, so I'm able to melt away these units pretty quick. At this point in the battle, it gets kind of annoying. He like starts this kind of big retreat. Well, what's going to happen is I'm going to advance on the left here in a second, because I'm like, Fuck it, let's go. I switched one of my Lancers over to the right side because I'm doing pretty well on the right side. This is exactly what I was talking about, because it doesn't have cav, I can just spread my army out. There's no line infantry backing my lights up. Ooh, I just Lancer. Oh yeah, see what had happened is he pulled his line back, so all of a sudden his lights didn't have support anymore. So I just charged Lancers in there. I think this is fairly successful. I mean, maybe go for his general at the last moment. I don't think I get his general here, which kind of sucks. But I think that was the right play for me to make. Like, he moves this line away from his lights, and so I need to get in there. Oh, that's what he did. That's a pretty good move. He ran his general through that square. I should have changed targets. There you go. I finally do. I should have changed targets to keep chasing these lights off the map. I finally get around to that. Oh, and he had a unit come back from routing that delayed me. But I think my envelopment here could have been a lot faster if not for the allied cav charge in my rear, and then, you know, like, a couple little things slowed me down. Like, it's taken me forever just to kill these lights off, you know, and I could be wrapping around this guy. But the bottom line, though, I mean, that's kind of the battle. I mean, the battle was determined by the early cav charge that gave me a firepower advantage, so I routed his first unit, and the second cav charge into his lights, like, completely broke any semblance of this guy's line. Here's the big retreat. And I think, you know, my interpretation is that those two cav actions gave me a big advantage in the infantry shootout. And kind of the way it works is once you start, you know, you route the first unit, then you get a short-term, or it's kind of, you get a structural firepower advantage. I mean, you get rid of one unit and your guys are shooting 2-on-2. I'm going to hit fast forward because this gets really boring now. All this guy does is retreat, and I advance. And really, really boring to play against. It's kind of frustrating because when this happens, like, your opponent starts massively retreating on you, you have to, like, move up, and it requires all this micro, but it's like you're not getting a lot of value for your micro in a way. Like, you're having to, you know, you get up there again, and oh, he moves again, you know? Like, fuck, I think I charged these Lancers just to get this guy to slow down, because I was in shooting position again. I just wanted to get him to square so I could get some decent shots at him. But yeah, I mean, he just, you know, retreats, and it's fine. I mean, he was outnumbered, so I guess I understand it, but kind of frustrating at the same time. Kind of frustrating. So I guess, you know, if you're not going to have cav, then you got to be real on point with how you use your infantry. Real. Got to be real good with how you use your infantry if you don't bring cav. Ratu 498. I had posted a video a couple days ago about the importance of another guy that didn't have any cav or lights, and so Ratu posted a video, or linked to a video of him playing without any cav, and he does pretty well in that battle, but his, you know, control of infantry is obviously pretty damn good, so I think, you know, he can get away with that if he has to. But having cav just makes your life so much easier. So much easier. While this was going on my side of the battle, there wasn't a whole lot of engagement on my partner's side. I think they're finally getting around to it. The other opponent, this is a guy named Pike. Sorry, I think I missed that in the beginning. So Pike here is playing as France. That's my partner, Massacre. And Pike had, you know, bunched his army up on the left, I think. And I didn't watch this when it was going down. But it looks like just kind of some skirmish. You're gonna think that the Prussians have an advantage here. Don't really know what happened, so not really. Does this guy have no? Oh, this guy did have some cav. That's right. He's out of cav now because he charged all his cav at me. Zoom back over to the other side of the map, and I think yeah, I finally got this guy routed up. Kind of annoying. I think this foot unit's gonna. So I start to move, you know, to the other side, and I think this unit's gonna come back from routing in a sec, which is. It was boring, you know, annoying because I had to run 2 units back, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I see what's going on. Pike is just completely... Well, that's a bad idea. Well, what Pike has done is completely shifted the axis of his army, and that's kind of a bad idea because on this hinge right here, he's going to take a lot of firepower. I really don't like having, you know, bends in your line, because wherever your hinge is, you're really weak, and then obviously right here too, he has a huge firepower disadvantage. Whenever you see somebody in this kind of like bent formation like this, try to go for their hinge. wherever the kink in their line is, you're probably going to find that you can get pretty good advantage right there. And just from the look of it, I can tell that this isn't going to go terribly well for the French player. There's going to be a good cav charge, and this, oh, they just rout without a shot fired. Do those? Yeah, changes targets. Changes targets. Yeah, it's pretty evident that the Prussian's going to carry this. Yeah, go for their hinge. What I recommend. What I recommend. So anyway, that was a 2v2 battle I played this morning, and I need to post a couple of battles of. I haven't posted a battle on me losing in a while, so I think maybe I'll try to do that next. I actually lost like a couple games last night. I was long story. You don't want to hear about it. Anyway, thanks for watching. You can check us out at twreplays.com.